Hi, I'm Ellen Jaffe Jones, the author of Eat Vegan on $4 a Day. I'm the veg coach and the broccoli rep because who else is? I'm also the girl with the really thick hair because when you eat a plant-based diet, it makes your hair really healthy as well as your skin and other parts. In fact, I just placed in my 29th 5 or 10K race a few weeks ago, and that has been since 2008. And sadly, all of this has happened while I've watched my mom, aunt, and both sisters get breast cancer and a whole lot of other diseases that, in my opinion, could have been prevented had they had doctors who said, why don't you try a plant-based diet and call me in the morning, like I fortunately did when I almost died of a colon blockage 32 years ago. So this has made all the difference, and one of the things I want to talk about today is one of my favorite devices called the Vitamix. Now, there's a lot of controversy out there right now. Should you blend your foods or should you not? The controversy is if you eat a lot of foods like this, blend it up, it gets into your bloodstream too quickly and it's not good for preventing or surviving diabetes. So that said, I will tell you that I've had, as you can probably tell, this is a well-used and well-worn Vitamix, and at least the container is. And I've had a Vitamix since my kids were children, and they're now in college and beyond. And we have a diabetes and an obesity epidemic with kids in this country, and I feel that any way you can get kids to participate in the cooking process, even if it's just throwing a bag of blueberries into a Vitamix, it's a good thing. So once in a while, I don't believe it will hurt you, and certainly this is a much better alternative than ice cream and all the garbagey foods that are out there. You can also sneak the greens into a fruit smoothie, and that's one way if your children don't eat green leafy vegetables that you can do it. Sure, it's better to eat foods in their natural state, and I would encourage that. I also had an organic garden when my kids were growing up too, so any way you can do this, it's great. But one of the things about Vitamix, and they don't pay me to say any of this, I do this all on my own. One of the great things, as Dr. Neil Barnard said in the foreword to my book, is that I am paid by no one. I don't do this for money. I do it because of our family history of cancer and because I do have 3 daughters, and I hope that their generation will be able to benefit from some of the experiences that our generation has had in seeing all these sicknesses. You know, my parents were so sick and diseased by the time I had kids, they couldn't lift up my kids, let alone babysit them. So entire generations are losing each other. And little things like this, it's cheaper than an MRI, if you've ever priced an MRI, if you ever had to pay for one of those out of pocket. And eating this way has allowed me to keep up my energy so that I can do lots of running. My actual 100-meter times are 6 seconds slower than NCAA college girls at the University of Southern California. So it just gives you, eating a plant-based diet, lots of energy, and it's also lots of fun to eat this way. But one of the things, Vitamix just came out with a brand new version. This one is the 500 series, and this one is the Series 750. And one of the reasons I have both of them, my best friend actually wants to buy my old one, and if you go on Craigslist, it's almost impossible to find a Vitamix for sale, and there are lots of people who want them. So I know that they're making a great product, and the new one, the reason I bought it is because it said that it had a decreased level of sound. And as much as I love Vitamix, most people I know who have them, with the older models, they would like walk away or go out of the room. I was a cooking instructor for 6 years for the national nonprofit, the Cancer Project, and we actually used this in class, and everybody would like hold their ears. So that's the thing, is that you have to, you take the good with the bad, and the reason it's so noisy is because it has had this powerful motor all these years, which really makes it wonderful for getting thick smoothies. But I wanted to compare these two before I sell my old one to my best friend. I wanted to compare the new one to the old one. And the way I'm going to conduct this experiment, very unscientific here, but let's see what happens. I've not done this, so I don't even know how this is going to turn out. But we're going to add 2 cups of water to the old version. And then I'm going to add some more ice cubes to each one of these containers. And we'll see which one makes the most noise. So I have 8 ice cubes here. I'm going to put 4 in each one. And I'm going to do this real quickly so we don't have any delays. Going to put on the lid for each one. And my dog is running out of here. He doesn't like the noise, but I think he thinks he's protecting me. Okay, so I'm going to let you be the judge. Which one is louder? First, the old one. It would help to turn on all of the buttons. And here we go. I want to make sure I turn them up the same amount. All right, now that was at full throttle, that was at 10. So let's just listen to the motors by themselves now that the ice is almost all dissolved. Well, I would be of the opinion that the new one is less noisy. So is it worth throwing out your old one and getting a new one? You would have to be the judge of that. But if you use these a lot, it may be worth your while to go with the quieter model. As we used to say in television news when I was a TV reporter for 18 years, only time will tell. But either way, it's, I think, a good investment in trying to get healthy foods on the table over a long period of time, especially if you have kids in your life that go, vegetables, ew. So that is your scientific experiment for the day. Pardon my back as I gave it to you running in front here, but I hope this has been helpful for you. And you can find me on my website at www.vegcoach.com. And don't forget that my book, Eat Vegan on $4 a Day, makes a great holiday present if you haven't figured out what to do. And I even tell people, if you don't make the $10 back that you pay for it, either on Amazon or you can order off my website, get a signed copy, I'll buy the book back from you. Yeah, that's how convinced I am that there are really great money-saving tips in there. So hope this has been helpful. I'm Ellen Jaffe Jones, the Veg Coach and the Broccoli Rep, because who else is? Gotta run.